Hello again everyone! Welcome back to another Dragon videos. I hope you're doing well, and of course we have more Owl House to go over. Hooray! More pain and suffering is continuing on in Season 2B. But this time around I decided to talk about the Emperor's Coven heads. Basically, we don't know too much about them, but the little details we do get definitely make some interesting mixed results. There isn't much we know about them. They all hold an air of mystery, well, with the exception of Darius, we're slowly understanding little by little, Terra, which I will talk about later, and yeah. And of course, you have the dreaded Day of Unity coming. Belos is no doubt planning his full swing motion of what he wants to do with the Titan. What his plan is, if it means genocide, oh, we're gonna be in for one hell of a time. But since there's gonna be a lot of issues and talks about what's going to happen with the rebellion and which Coven heads may get involved, I feel like I would go through this video the number of Coven heads that are most likely to turn against Belos and the ones that are more, well, less likely to betray. Bear in mind there can be some spoilers in this, as well as this is not 100% guaranteed, this is just speculation alone, so without further ado, let's begin. Okay, I decided to put them on the list first, or the most likely to rebel, for a very good reason. Rain is a very endearing character and has a nice sense of right and wrong, especially when they learn about how things are run in the Bard Coven and became a Coven leader. So they decided to set up a rebellion, which was kind of backfired, and they were under a mind control T by Terra Snapdragon. Thankfully though, that was nothing more than a fake out, and thus resulting in an ultimate investigation. Because of that, them is trying is trying everything in their power to protect Ida from getting to further harm, not knowing about her special abilities. As kids, these two were the most endearing couple before their breakup, and Rain still cares for her to this day. As well as the fact that Rain is probably gonna come up with a different kind of schemes and save everyone. I know that Rain's still mad at Kikimora for using their mark to seal them away. I apologize for the he/she pronouns. Anyway, Rain is still gonna use everything in their power to help out Kikimora and Hunter, because they knew they're stuck in a very messed up system and probably worse off than they are at that very moment. They may not approve, but they rise above themselves. When we first see Darius, he comes across as this pompous, stereotypical kind of villain, very flashy and full of himself, even getting bent over shape because of some dirty boots and a dirty cloak, which is ironic considering he's part of the Abomination track. And even he's rude to everyone, that including Hunter.
And this is no way to treat the Emperor's nephew.
I knew your predecessor. He was my...
Wow, what a douchebag. Putting that aside, Darius definitely has a certain different side to him in more ways than one, and in any game in a storm, this was a shocker.
Paid me to protect them? I'm impressed.
Yeah, I sincerely didn't think he would be this nice to Hunter. Not to saying that Hunter needed it after dealing with so much abuse, but it does feel like that there may be more to Darius than meets the eye. After all, we've come across abomination type characters that are very secretive. And plus, there could have been hints earlier about their rebellion before, such as this.
Whatever. He was my mentor, one of the strongest witches I've ever known. But you...
From this alone, we can definitely see that Darius is more of an honorable sort of type of character. He doesn't condone cowardice, as well as he wants to fight fair, well, fair-ish if you kind of count what happened in Edith's Requiem, but he also has a caring side for certain individuals and recognizes how things are just messed up in the Coven system, considering what we saw at the tail end of them's The Breaks Kid. This is going to be a very tough call, cause I don't exactly got a whole idea about Everwolf's personality. As far as I know, Everwolf is very playful and somewhat of a trickster, considering that he mercilessly bothers Darius on more than one occasion, whether digging dirt or just simply turning up the volume whenever there's a post on Instagram. However, he is not without his ferocious side, especially considering the fact that he's part of a beast-keeping coven, as well as using all of his powers to summon beasts at will. But it does make me wonder of how attached he is to the beasts. If that's the case, then he may be turning or betraying Belos, mostly because on the accounts of several creatures getting hurt because of Belos' deeds, as well as going far as coming after the Silky Dominus. It may be a bit of a solid reason why Everwolf will want nothing more than to at least stop the Emperor from harming other creatures into extinction. So we've only know about Rain, Darius, Everwolf, and Terra Snapdragon, which I will get to later. As for the other Coven heads, not much is known about them or their personalities, and how much they resent Belos and the jobs they're in. As far as I know, that with this Oracle Coven head, he definitely seems to have finger-like appendages, and has the power to see into the future. This one's 50-50 for my case, because the fingers one definitely feels like he may know something that we don't. With the illusion one's a mystery, same with the healing, and I don't know what's going on with the construction. On a side note, I do notice that placement of fingers is a lot like Kiki's hairstyle, so I'm wondering how old Kiki is at that moment, or if they're by any chance related, which definitely would make the family situation for Kiki sadder than it already is right now. Putting that note aside, this is 50-50 on my part of who's going to betray who in the Coven system, as well as the remaining episodes in the Owl House. I don't have any guarantees of what will happen here, but let's just hope for the best. Oh gee, great! I actually saved this nutcase for last! Terra Snapdragon. What a name, what a walking nightmare. She's very manipulative, as well as coming across as a mixture of Gwendolyn Clawford, where she's very sweet and tender, with the manipulation of Odalia Bright. With this combo together, along with her plant magic, she is a dangerous powerhouse to boot, as well as the fact that her capabilities of causing mayhem is practically over the charts crazy. Especially when you get a load of her in the last episode, them's the the breaks kid? Yeah, she's a boatload of crazy and unpredictable at every turn you get. Some moments she's as happy and gay as can be, but yet at the same time, she wants to kill you without any question. Oh dear God, I felt so bad for Ida at that point. And of course, she's very good at getting to other people's heads. Kikimora was definitely one of those fine examples at that point, as being able to fall for the promise of the promotion, as I had mentioned in my previous videos before. So with her, she's the least likely to betray Belos. It does feel like that she's only following Belos' orders because there's something promised for her, especially considering the fact of how ambitious and vile she is. That would be no contest there. And the only other reason, like if she were, in a sense, to betray Belos, it would be because not for the benefits of the Isle or for her own coven, it would be for her own benefits, her selfish deeds. And it definitely would not be too much of a surprise if that were the case and then Belos stabs her in the back. Flamethrower, anyone? Anyway, these are just my thoughts of what's going on and what I've taken in based on the episode so far. Who do you think is going to betray Belos, as well as who's going to go as far as talk to Luce and the Owl Lady? Feel free to say anything in the comments below. Subscribe, do a like. This is Dragon Videos signing off.